Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world of quick headlines and even quicker slogans. Take back control. My country first. Us against them. Slogans that paint the world in black and white. Slogans that want to make us believe things are very simple. That there's only one side that matters. Us against them. I come from a country where this logic, us against them, was taken to the worst extremes that humankind has ever seen. A murderous world war that killed millions. And the worst imaginable crime against humanity, the Shoah, the genocide of 6 million Jews. Dehumanized, murdered, just for being Jews. Murdered because of a Nazi ideology that would only accept the humanity of those they defined as Germans. After World War II, this institution here in New York was founded on the understanding that us against them leads to disasters. That the world needs a counter model, our UN Charter. A counter model to a world in which we only accept the humanity of ourselves, but not of others. A counter model that instead grants every country in the world the right to determine its own destiny. That casts a positive vision of our shared future. A vision of an international order that is based on rules, on the equality of every state and every human being. Of cooperation instead of divisive nationalism. Of a humanity that is indivisible. And these are not simple slogans. These are the principles we try to live up every day. Yet, living up to them is anything but simple. It demands hard work, maybe more than ever before. It needs empathy and solidarity, the opposite of my country first. It demands the will to put ourselves in the shoes of the other. It demands, especially in times of crises, the strength to recognize the other's pain, even if our own pain seems unbearable, and to find common ground despite all the things that divide us. It also means that we have to face the dilemma that the values of the Charter can at times appear to contradict each other, such as the inherent right to self-defense and the responsibility to protect civilians when civilians are misused as human shields. Resolving this is harder than simply exclaiming either or, us against them. Especially in our days of social media, where simple TikTok truths seem to blur out all complexity and nuance, sometimes even facts. As we see regarding the war in the Middle East. In its ruthless attack of October 7th last year, Hamas maimed and killed some 1,200 men, women, and children. To this day, the terrorists are holding more than 100 people, men, women, children, hostage, including German citizens, including children. At the same time, in Gaza, hungry, traumatized children are wandering the ruins of what used to be their homes, desperately searching for their parents under the rubble. Seeing all this with burning hearts, I guess it might be human that sometimes we are all tempted to fall emotionally for simple slogans, to only see one side when our hearts are burning. In addition, each of us is looking at this conflict from our own perspective and history. We need to respect that. But we must not stop there. Instead, we need to ask ourselves, what if this was me? If these were my children? In competition of pain, there can be no winners. This is how one of the hostage families put it. Humanity is universal. If in the darkest hour of her life, the mother of a murdered hostage finds the strength to see both sides, then we, as leaders of the countries around the world, who have the privilege to speak in this hall, should be capable of doing the same. Not to fall for quick slogans, but to rally around humanity in order to overcome this vicious circle of hate. Universal humanity means the rights of Israelis and Palestinians do not cancel each other out. And this is why my country stands by its commitment to the security of the State of Israel, and why at the same time we are working every day to end the hell for the children of Gaza. Because lasting security for Israelis will only be possible if there's lasting security for Palestinians. And the opposite is also true. Lasting security for Palestinians will only be possible if there's lasting security for Israelis. This is why we are not resting until the hostages are home. This is why we are working so hard for a ceasefire, the Biden plan, which was endorsed by the Security Council. While at the same time, together with our partners, we are working hard to get more humanitarian aid into Gaza. This is why I've been in the region 11 times since October. Germany alone has provided more than 360 million euro for humanitarian aid for Gaza, for the Palestinian families in Gaza since last October. And this is also why yesterday we came together with a group of countries to call for an immediately 21-day ceasefire along the blue line. Because a broader regional escalation would not bring anyone long-lasting security. And as, frankly speaking, sometimes frustrating the lack of progress is, and hurting, we are not giving up on seeking a political vision for Israelis and Palestinians to be able to live peacefully side by side in two states.